Greetings, mortals. I am Nathan, the ruler of the underworld, and today we'll be acting on the newest chapter of My Academia, chapter 382, titled "You Won't Get Away." So yeah, this is another chapter to focus on the All for One battle. But anyways, let's get into it. We started this off in this panel that's supposed to be like extremely, I guess, more of a meta mind kind of escape battle, not kind of flashback, but not fully. As the runner saying within the swarm of twices, as we even see a panel like it's supposed to show how many of them there are, like the size of it. And then they're saying at that moment, the two men start to notice something. As they have all for one the man being all for one, as he thinks to himself, give that femme fatale just the tools she needed. As I was like, what a liar. The situation still wasn't the best, as they're both thinking, the best or obviously the worst. It could be, and then we see like a out of like twice as we have All for One as with his helmet and Shigaki. I think this is like be what's happening right now as Toga is creating Darby, Shigaki, and All for One. Or maybe that's supposed to be what should have happened. As then we see Shiraki copy touching the ground, but the Shiraki copy isn't being able to decay it. As Shiraki said, like, I can use the quirk. As then we see all of a bunch of mana just kind of spreading out as it turns the Shiraki copy into gloop, as kind of just chaos. As they have two running as with Ochako and Jiro, as Utsu's like, maybe I'm too optimistic, but I don't think this chaos is the worst case scenario. And then two guys giving a breakdown as we see a bunch of like chaos with heroes and twices fighting. And she's like, if she had transformed into All for One or Dobby from the start and then cloned them, things would be over already. However, that's not what happened, which means there must be a reason why a reason we can use to our advantage. As they we have Tsuo saying, as we have a chocolate look at Tsuo, it's like, well, Tsuo's like, when the real twice clone people, the clones could use their quirks, but as we heard from Gravity, when Himiko-chan transforms, she can only use the quirks of the people she loves. Could it be a matter of affinity? If that restriction applies to clones created by her, transform and double combo, then maybe the reason she didn't clone Shiraki or the others is because she doesn't love them. Yeah, that's a nice evil way to say it. But then we have to give a more reasonable explanation. As like, or I may be, or give it a different reason. She's like, I may be completely off the mark, but in this life or death situation, her feelings could change at any moment. So yeah, basically she's like, oh, the reason why you still survive is because she doesn't love the rest of them. I mean, okay, all for one I kind of get, but I kind of question if Darby and Shigaraki would really fall not in the not category. Anyways, as we were saying, if we must find a real Himiko-chan and prevent that from happening, and to Ochako also thinking to herself, as they have Ochako be like, in that case, she must be, as we see a shot of Toga's face, I think when was during the previous war, and then have Toga thinking to herself in the midst of all this chaos amongst my back, why? And then she remembers the conversation she had with Darby before the war started. As he's like, "We'll help that sad parade to keep marching." As then we have Toga thinks of every last hero's god die. She also thinks, even though I love Tomaku and Toya-kun, their quirks won't come out like Jinkun or Chaco-chan's. As then she also thinks to herself, every last hero's gotta die. As we also see this like kind of naked panel. Well, there's a lot of naked panels in this week. And she also thinks to herself, I love them. I should be able to use their quirks, but I tested it before the battle and failed. No, actually, that's supposed to be not even happening. I guess it's more like a math thing. But I guess she is unable to. She's like, Jin-kun could have used their quirks. As in, we have to think to herself, uh, why can't I become Jin-kun? As if she just have her repeating herself at every last hero's gotta die, every last hero's gotta die, every last hero's gotta die. So I guess Toga's like questioning why, what is the difference? I guess maybe it's not so much that she has to use people she loves, maybe it's more like people she truly, completely, 100% loves. Like, I mean, there are different levels of love. Like, there's love as a friend, and there's love as a romantic. or there's like love as a family love. So I guess if the exclusion is like purely romantic sense as well as family sense, then I guess why Tomoe and Dobby will not fall in that category. But it's just kind of harsh for Tsu to say she doesn't love them. Kind of like demoralize them, which to be fair, I think it's supposed to be like a theming about how heroes don't view villains the same way, or don't think of them the same way as the rest, as they themselves. But yeah, anyways, then we see Ochako thinking to serve. As they have Ochako thinking as we have like finally a white panel or a white, access point for the panels. As then we see Ochako's thought possibly like, I love seeing people happy. As if Charles said thinking that saying that's why I can't, unless this is actually talking about maybe Ochako's words. As then in this class we see Toga as twice staring at Ochako as Ochako stares at and we have both of them staring at each other. As then we have them realizing that as I then uh, we have I feel like more of a Zuko problem being like ignore her tears, or to be fair, could just be forgetting everything they said to one another. I mean, it's a long series. You can remember every line someone has had. And they have Hawk screaming at Tsukuyomi saying, keep it up, Tsukuyomi! The longer you keep him down, the more time that you buy us. As we see, like, I think the idea is supposed to be that Dark is like punching All For One down to the ground, or maybe she's just continuously pushing him down with full force. And we have Hawks holding on to Tokoyami as he screams, he may be invincible for now, but he's on a timer. And all because Endeavor already defeated him once. If we keep this up, we can stop him. So, yeah, they know of the time period. As they will see Jiro on the ground, I guess he was like punched down to, as she screams to them, cover up the dark shadow, block out any source of light. It will exchange his darkness! Just screaming to anyone that can use it. As they see came back, oh, so project a night sky with an aurora may not be a bad move. So yeah, basically telling him what to do. As then we gonna have them using a combination of their quirks. As then we have, I think the Shadow guy saying, we also gotta deal with Toga's doubling. And then Nasa saying to them, I'll provide full support from every direction. So yeah, all the winds are going to there. And then we see like a giant boom! It just completely sends Dark Shadow away. So it was kind of pointless the fact they were, not trying to cover, but because now Ulfa is even stronger, or younger, I guess, as they have to which I feel like we have a Dark Shadow bit going a bit away, as we have Tokurami and Hawks be like, yeah, what? And then we see All For One the girl be like, as I've always said, the powerful are the most troublesome of all. As then we see a teenage All For One, I'm feeling shut up. So yeah, the age generation is actually starting to take effect with All For One increasingly just becoming younger. Which kind of again makes me think that all the legal villains are gonna get de-aged into children again. Just like it's not fair on how they can be dealt with, and it's kind of even more hints at it. And then Tokunabi like he's visibly younger now, so you can see it. Which again, I'm not sure that teenagers supposed to be like 30 something thing, All For One. I mean, again, All For One was like 100 years old. I think it's actually over 100, so it's kind of different to say. But anyway, then we have All For One again flying, as then we have uh, if some I guess Pixie Ball again try to enlarge Dark Shadow, as we have I think Tokonami say in Dark Ken you won't get away, or in Dark Shadow screaming you won't get away, as if saying I'll kill y'all with my wind, we absolutely won't let you escape. As then we have Ofan being noticing something, as then we have Nera again saying two men noticed something, as there is see some rumbling away, as then we have All For One smiling and Hawkpick, oh shit! As we have them saying the situation was now, as we see Gigantomachia running towards the battlefield, as we see Dark Shadow and the Winds chasing after All For One, as they have All For One saying, finish them, Machia. I'm not certain he can hear you for that, but it's like it's very intimidating. They were saying the best it could be. However, it still wasn't. As they have Hawk screaming, "We managed to avoid the worst case scenario, right? Tsukauchi-san?" As then we have I was a bit calmer as we have Gigantomachia grabbing some piece of dirt, just throw it, swing it at All For One. As All For like, "What?" As then he picks it up, "You insect!" As he realizes what's going on, as then we see on top of Gigantomachia's head, as we see Kirishima all covered in blood screaming, "We're here too, Tokoyami!" As we see Shinji there, as though Kirishima screams with, "We won't let him reach Midori and the others!" As then we have Naruto saying, "The former star of the general course, Hitoshi Shinso!" As we get put the two pieces together, and Gigantomachia is currently under mind control, which is a pretty solid idea, actually, if you think about it. Because Gigantomachia has a very high pain tolerance and endurance, so it's gonna take a lot of power to like snap him back into it. And like with Shinso there, like any second that he could just do the voice thing, Gigantomachia could respond to it, and it's gonna do it. It's kind of like one of those, yeah, Gigantomachia is extremely powerful, but now with Shinso there, it's gonna be it's very easy for him to be get mind controlled. So the only way that really All For One can escape from Gigantomachia, also facing Gigantomachia, or this it could just be an older overload maybe or whatever, is if he has to first take down Shinso while everyone else is also facing him, as well as Shinso having, from what looks to be like, three other allies with him. I'm assuming it's probably gonna be someone like Mina and who was Mount Lady also there? I think Mount Lady was also wherever they were, wherever Gigantomachia was kept. But yeah. So yeah, this is the other chapter. Now, I'm assuming the next chapter is gonna be kind of a chapter that's gonna focus on how this whole, resolved. Since the last time we've seen any of these characters was against the regular like villain guy. So I'm guessing we're gonna focus on that for a few chapters now because you kind of have to like bring things up because it'll be kind of weird. Like it's never going to a story where important plot points like Gigantomachia now being under brainwash, under Shinso's control, just gotta get resolved off panel and just gotta be screamed, just tell to us. I am kind of curious if we're gonna have like a multiple chapter like fight kind of deal here, or if it's just going to be like a quick little flashback with all the villains that were attacking the Gigantomachia officer being defeated and captured, with Shinso then we're like, wait a minute, maybe awakening all form would not be a bad idea, and because Allah could just communicate. Although that seems like it may be a plan as well, but we have to see. I mean, again, I think I'm not certain if all one knows who the person is that got with the brainwashing. I can't remember if he actually saw Shinso there. I think Shinso was still in like covered somewhere. But I could see a certain situation where he's able to quickly figure out, like similar to how Woman was able to quickly figure out who had the quirks. Like he's gonna see, like, let's say Mount Lady is there. He's like, all right, that's Mount Lady. Clearly, she has. That's Mount Lady. That pink girl. Let's see here. That's one of the students. She had asset. That student had hardening. That student that looks like a ninja has a weird mouth thing. That is my target, and he's gonna figure out. He's gonna target him first but he's gonna have to deal with all this. So it's a pretty like close situation. So yeah, this chapter of My Academia is just kind of kind of an action chapter. It's not really anything supposed to be any big. It's just kind of like explaining why things aren't completely to shit yet, but why there's still like a chance and how things could still go. So we'll have to wait and see. And I don't think this chapter there's break next week. Luckily, so we're gonna have this to react to, and yeah, that's it for this chapter. No, anyways, I hope you like this chapter reaction. I hope you leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos in the future. And with that said, I cannot wait to see all of you mortals next time. Goodbye.